Okay, so we are live on YouTube. So I just had my first batch, and this is the second batch, and this is the second batch for CCI. The first one was for network automation, which I took some time back. So the guys who are on YouTube might be wondering, wondering how come I'm taking the second batch so soon. The thing is, automation is uh, so automation class is from 9 to 10 p.m. We had to extend because it was a day number one, so little bit of interaction, all those things. Whereas this CCI batch, CCNP, it's a 2 hour of class where we have a lot of time. So I don't think we will, for any reason, we would uh, have to stretch this. Okay, so this is like 10:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. So in between we have like 30 minutes of break. So one who is enrolled for both of my class will get a easy 30 minutes of break from next class onwards, or at least from the next week. Okay, fine. so day number one, CCI, CCNP core. I'll walk through the process. I'll walk through the syllabus. I'll walk through the course content. Okay, let me just put everyone on mute. Okay, so 703, if you're seeing my screen, just try to rename to your real name or something. Okay, so guys, this is a instructor-led CCI, CCNP, and core NHRC batch. Okay, if you all are aware of the Cisco syllabus, the revised Cisco syllabus, that's after the Feb 24th, 2020. Lot of things have been changed. Okay, so the first thing is you need to know what are the new changes with respective to CCNP and CCI. And yes, there is a small changes with respective to CCNA also, which of course is associated with this particular batch. So I'm gonna show you all those things. So before we start, I'm your trainer. My name is Sagar. I'm CCNA CCNP DevNet certified. I have 10 years of experience. I am specialized in routing switching, security, data center, network automation, SD-WAN. I have my network channel on YouTube where I have lot of videos which I give it for free to someone who cannot afford sitting in the instructor led. So at least they can go through some important videos. At the same time, I also have the free courses for network automation and CCNA on Udemy. So if you get time, you can just subscribe to my Udemy uh, uh, page, and you can get the free CCNA or the DevNet. But they are the DevNet is just the first few classes, not the whole entire classes, because then there will be a lot of issues with the other trainers who are charging for this field, for the automation field, because automation, SD-WAN are the present industry, well, the present current technology, which is what a lot of trainers uh, are charging some small marginal fees to charge or something like that. So I just don't want to put them under some kind of bad impression. So it's just a first few scripts where you can find on the Udemy, where I have given it for free. Okay, so that was a small intro about myself, and I assume you guys are all CCNA, or might be you're having a little bit experience or a real time experience on your production on a networking. Okay, So I don't say that I'm directly gonna start with the CCNP level or CCI level. The point to say this was that I assume that you guys are at least a CCNA, okay, and you know what I'm trying to uh, walk through on this PPT, and you understand what are the hierarchy that Cisco has, all those things, okay. So first thing first, if you know about this, which I also discussed during the demo, that you don't need to be CCNA certified to start with CCNP or CCI. Okay, so here is the track. Okay, so let me say, so let me draw a border line. So let me use this. So let me draw a border line. Let me talk something which was like prior to Feb 2020, and something which was after Feb 2020. Now there are drastic change between the Cisco certification. So if you are aware, the first certification used to be CCNA. Okay, so we have someone joining. Let me take him in. Okay. So if you remember, CCNA routing switching used to be the foundation for every other cert. From R and S, you could go to DC, CCNA DC, you could go to CCNA security or any other tracks. You had multiple tracks, collab, service provider, uh, the cyber ops. There were so many things. Okay, but but this used to be the prerequisite for CCNP routing switching as well. Okay, so this used to be an important certification to go to CCNP routing switching, and then switching routing switching used to be three different modules. You had routing, switching, and troubleshooting. And to go to the CCI, you had something like you had to write a separate written paper and a T-shoot lab, which used to be 8 hours, right? So this used to be the module, which still a lot of guys think are, which still a lot of guys think that this is how the Cisco syllabus are right now. But this has been out now. This has been out. So the first change is CCNA is just a standalone program. Okay, it's not gonna be anymore a prerequisite for starting your CCNP. Okay, so CCNA is just a foundation. If you want to do, you can pursue this, you can write your exam, you can spend your time, you can spend your money. If you have a lot of money, you can spend on CCNA, and then you can go to CCNP. But let's say you don't want to do that, you're on a shortage of money, or you don't have time to do CCNA, because CCNP after all is gonna cover a lot of basic CCNA and in depth of CCNP also. So for such student, let me tell you, CCNA is no more a prerequisite. You can straight away start from CCNP. Now CCNP are not three modules. They are not routing, switching, T-shoot anymore. So CCNP, we have ENCORE, which is a mandatory paper, which is also considered to be the core paper, and we have close to 6 concentration paper. So concentration is nothing but optional. You can take any one. So one among them is NRC. NRC is nothing but advanced routing and switching. So apart from NRC, you have SD-WAN, you have automation, you have wireless, you have designing enterprises. So these are few tracks. Okay, so what are we covering in this batch is we are covering NCORE, which is the core paper, and we are also covering NRC, which is advanced routing switching. And now the interesting thing is, Why do I say that this is a CCI enterprise batch? Because once you clear encore paper, okay, once you are clearing this paper, you automatically are certified to a CCI enterprise return. So you're getting my point? So earlier you had to do routing switching 3 tracks to be a CCNP certified, and then when you go to CCI, you had 2 different papers. So you had to write written separately, and then you had to write 3 shoot. But as of now, after 2020 Feb, your encore paper is itself your CCI enterprise written paper. Okay. And now you just need to prepare the lab only. So you need to prepare the lab that's of 8 hours. Now this is the change that Cisco has introduced. So why have we taken out CCNA? Because CCNA is not a prerequisite for CCNP. And why do I say this is to be a CCNP Encore and CCI Enterprise? Because the moment you clear the CCNP Encore, you automatically become a CCI Enterprise return. Okay, so that's the whole catch which a lot of student doesn't know. And if you're preparing from the CCI point of view, you focus on the Encore. If you want to ignore NRC certification, then just try attempting lab. But NRC is advanced routing switching, which of course you need over here. So you just cannot ignore from the learning point of view, but yes, you can ignore from the certification point of view. If you don't want to write certification, you can save your money. Now how about the money costing? So what are the exam fees? So Encore is 400 USD. Okay, the certification cost 400 USD, and these optional papers, each one of them cost you $300. They're 300 each. Okay, so this is how the current Cisco syllabus is, or the Cisco hierarchy is. So let me erase this. So that was about the first slide. CCNP to CCI path. Encore paper, which is 350401, is a common paper for CCNP and CCI enterprise return. Okay, so this is to make you more clear. This is a entry level program which the field engineers or the technicians been doing. Okay, and the CCNA is now reduced to just 3 of them. One is CCNA enterprise, you have cyber ops, you have DevNet. DevNet is what I'm taking up in my the first class. So I just told you that I just finished one of the meeting, 9 to 10. So that batch is for the DevNet batch. Okay, automation batch, network automation. So this batch, the CCNP CCI, so we are over here, and this is the, so this is what we are, not this, this is a wireless. This is what we are gonna target, CCI enterprise. Okay, so we have to bridge. So there is a Encore paper who is bridging the CCNP to CCI, and on top of CCNP, and from the lab point of view, you need to know the advanced routing switching, which is NRC. Okay, so this is where we are landed now. So this is where we are targeting. So just take out the CCNA from your mind. Okay, CCNA is no longer a prerequisite. So we are focusing on CCNP. But yes, we will also be going, or we are starting from the CCNA level. Okay, we are starting up with the CCNA level because a lot of students are just with a few years of experience, or might be they might have done CCNA very long back and they need some kind of refreshing. So we will start first few classes with basic networking. It's just a bridging of CCNA to CCNP. Okay, so you will see me discussing about the simple and common things like LAN, WAN, submarine cables, IP addressing, what is VLAN. So all this simple basic thing which will bridge between CCN and CCNP will be shown up in first few classes. Once we are done with these basic things, then we will go into little bit depth. So in the sense, when we are taking up VLAN, we have VTP, we are gonna see the packet levels of these. You might have only aware of what is VLAN, what is type of VLAN, all those things. But we are talking about from the tagging point of view now. I will show you the tagging on Wireshark. I'm gonna show you how the VLAN tags are happening on a trunk, right? So we are gonna see them in little bit depth once we done with the bridging. Okay, so syllabus discussion. This is the two exams that you need to write from CCNP. So this is what is mentioned. So this particular exam, that is 350401 NCore, it's hold good for CCNP Enterprise, CCI Enterprise Infrastructure, and CCI Enterprise Wireless. Okay, so this one single paper which act as a core for CCNP and CCI. And this is the exam code. And to make your CCI lab much more easier, I'm going to take NRC as one of the optional paper, which consists of 90 minutes. Because as I told you, there are other optional topics like SD-WAN, you have automation, you have wireless, you have design, right? But I'm going to take the advanced routing switching, because this is something which every CCI wants to be advanced routing switching, right? Yes, these are not these are not on lower side. I'm not trying to make them not trying to make them look like a smaller node. Okay, what they are actually is, so they are actually gonna be a separate dedication batches. Okay, so for example, for SD-WAN, we have a separate dedication batch. We for a automation also we have a separate dedicated batch. Okay, I don't take wireless, and I don't have any design as of now, but might be in future I'll get it. So SD-WAN and automation we are taking up as a individual batch. So here in this particular current batch, you are gonna get CCNP and core paper and NRC paper. So altogether, this is like 100 plus hours of the course, the instructor-led course. Okay. And as you know, I have already mentioned what is the cost of the exam. 300 USD. This is a 90-minute paper. How do you book? You need to go to the Pearson website, just book the online booking. And if you know, Cisco has made it easy. You can write any exams online now. You can just book the exam and you can write it from your home. You don't have to visit the Pearson website. Only thing that you need to attend is for the lab. If you want to write the CCI lab, then you have to attend the Pearson website. The Pearson Institute. Otherwise, you don't have to do, because everything is now online, virtual. Okay, so what is NCore consisting of? So NCore is consisting of 6 chapters: architecture, virtualization, infrastructure, network assurance, security, automation. So very less of in-depth routing switching. That's the reason why I took the second paper of this course to be NRC. So you get a lot of familiarities with the routing switching. Okay, if you just talk from the NCore topic, the NCore paper, which takes you to the CCI written, it doesn't have much of routing switching, very limited. So you see, architecture is just 15%, virtualization is 10%, infrastructure 30%, network assurance 10%, security 20%, and automation 15%. So all the topic in a very small percentage value. So nothing is in depth. So this is more like your theoretical topics. So where are you gonna learn in depth of routing switching, it's your NRC paper, the concentration paper, the one of the concentration paper, which is for 90 minutes. And as I told, the certification is $300. So here you have 4 chapters. The first chapter is gonna cover a lot of layer 3 technologies. You have the VPN 20%, you have infrastructure security 20%, and infrastructure services 25%. So this is a good quality of syllabus by Cisco. Okay, so don't be uh, don't go against with the syllabus, because that's something which we cannot do anything, because that's how Cisco decided to keep the syllabus. It's encore. And to give you more routing switching knowledge, I'm going to consider NRC. Now let's say if you want to know the other tracks like SD WAN, then yes, I have a dedicated batch. If you want to go through the automation, network automation, Python, Ansible, DevNet, I have a dedicated batch. Okay, so these dedicated batch uh, is required. Okay, it's required. I don't take that as a optional. And it's not that you need now, but you need it. So when do you need it? You need it when you are preparing for your CCI lab. When you're preparing for your CCI lab, which is of 8 hours, you need these knowledges. Okay, so as soon as you complete the course, write encore, you are gonna get the CCI written. Then you have that certification valid for 2 years, where you can write your lab. So in this 2 years, you need to learn SD-WAN automation, which is a part of your CCI lab, right? So that's something which I wanted to tell you, because if not today, might be in future, you have to attend these topic, or you have to learn from somewhere so you can crack the exam. Okay, so my goal is to tell you to be transparent, and it's all up to you how you decide, how you plan for this. Okay. Okay, the PDF. I'm gonna send this PDF on the WhatsApp group. You can download it. You can keep them with you, so that you can refer them. You know what is the course content gonna look like. So these are the official PDFs. If you just see the first session, which talks about architecture, is all theoretical topic, where we are gonna see SD-WAN, SD access, WLAN deployment, tier 2, tier 3, the first hop redundancy, the MAC address tables, the TCAM, the routing information base. So this is your first topic. Okay, as we move on, under virtualization, we will discuss about all the virtual technology. It can be VPN, it can be VRF, it can be Lisp, it can be VXLAN, it can be virtual machines, hypervisors. Okay, it's a theoretical topics about all the virtualization. And then the chapter number 3, infrastructure, it talks about routing switching, but in very less concept. Okay, you're gonna see routing switching, but in very less content. So let's say when you talk about OSPF, you are only gonna see from the CCNA point of view, network, the neighbor agency, the point to point, broadcast, passive. Now you might be wondering, you're learning CCNP, CCI, and the syllabus is so weak, right? So to fill that gap, I considered having the advanced routing switching, where you will see OSPF in very depth. See, this is the OSPF, which is going to talk about address families, which is having IPv4, IPv6. You're having the neighbor relation. You're going to see authentications, then different network types, area type, discussion about LSA packets, the transit, the stub, the non-so stubby area, totally stub. All these things come under advanced routing switching. Okay, so now you might have got the answer why I considered advanced routing switching and why not something else. Okay, because this is finally giving you the touch of that advanced routing and switching skills which you need in the production. So chapter number 3, along with layer 3, you have layer 2, like spanning trees, ether channel, the trunkings. You have the wireless concepts, and you have the IP services, okay, NTP, NAT, all those things. Under network assurance, chapter number 4, we will be discussing about span, RS span, ER span, okay, span, the span session which we create on the Cisco boxes, IPSLA, the SNMP, syslog, servers, the netconf, restconf. So these are from the network assurance, okay. From the security topic, which is chapter number 5, it will deal with ACL control plane policies, the REST APIs, the AAA, the EAP, web authentication, PSK, and all the threat defense on all these things. It's a 20% of syllabus. And the last topic of your encore would be network automation, which is again a basic thing where you will see what is JSON, how do you encode them, what is Python, and how do you write a basic Python script, what is DNAC, what is DNAC and vmanage. So this is from SD-WAN point of view. And you will see all these programs like Chef, Puppet, Ansible, SaltStack, all in a very theoretical point of view, nothing in depth. Okay, so this is your encore paper. It looks very good. It's a mixture of all the enterprise technology of routing, switching, security, automation, wireless. Okay, so that's why the new syllabus talks about enterprise. It doesn't talk about only routing, switching. It's an enterprise now. And from the NRC point of view, the first chapter, which is layer 3, it's all about the protocols. We have EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP, which will be in depth. I'm gonna talk like path manipulation in BGP, the path selection process in BGP. From the OSPF point of view, the data, the link state database analyzing, the LSA packet structures on Wireshark, and on the EIGRP, once again, the similar concept of the neighborship, the split horizon, the successors, the different issues we see. Okay, so this would be from the routing protocol. On VPNs, we have a DM VPN, we have IPsec VPN, and we have only the describe portion of MPLS layer 3 VPN. It's not a lab, it's just a describe, whereas your DM VPN and IPsec are on a configuration basis. And on the chapter number 3, we have AAA servers, we have control based policies, we have the first hop securities for IPv6, we have the authentication or securities for the protocols, okay, access list, all these things. And the final chapter, which is chapter number 4, is regards to the infrastructure services. How are you gonna secure your devices like line VTY, telnet, SSH? What is the difference between telnet, SSH? What is HTTP, HTTPS, the SCP protocol, file transfer protocol, the SNMP version 2 versus version 3, the syslog, the local logging, the debugs, the trace route, the pings, the different differences between these. Then you have some network troubleshooting like IPSLA, where you can where you can introduce some jitters, or where you can introduce some delay to see how you troubleshoot, to see how the interface are gonna drop the packet, and what would be your methodology to rectify them, right? You have net flows, and the final topic here is DNAC. Okay, so these are 2 modules for this batch, which is from CCNP and CCI point of view. And the lab, this is the lab that we are setting up for this batch. It's more than 100 workbook or 100 plus lab. Okay, I can show you the live because I have added a lot of things. If you see from the presentation, the lot of things on the border are being cut, okay, or trimmed, because to fit inside this. but the actual topology is much more broader than this. So let me open up. It's on my GNS software. Okay, so till it takes time, I'll just show you something else. That's the workbook. Okay, so how are these workbook look like? So if you just go to my website and if you search for, okay, so let me say this is an automation batch. Yeah. So if you go to this link, this is for the CCNP March batch. But yes, there is a so there you find the free the free workbook. So I can show you how it looks like. Okay, so if you land over here, I have given a sample of it. So someone who wants to download and see, so you get a good GNS topology. You don't get lab, you don't get the lab files or the software from me. You just get uh, the watermark content of the topology. Now it's up to you. You can build on your own if you don't want to spend money. But I would always say that for CCI, CCNP, it's good you enroll the instructor-led, because it's something which is in depth, okay, which need the instructor training. So that was with respective to the lab. Okay, I will show you my workbook. So how this workbook look like. So this is the workbook. I have first 3 labs put up. So this is the initial configurations. This is the lab topology. Yeah, so basically what student does is they take the printout of this and they just paste it in front of their laptop, or they just paste it on the wall where they just sit facing to, because while you configure you need the lab topology in front of you, so that it makes easier to see the interface labels. Like for example, if I want to configure something here, so I need to refer the labels, right? So if I have this topology in front of my in front of me, it could be dual monitor setup. If you don't have dual monitor setup, take the printout of this and just stick it on your wall, so that you can see what is the interface labels you are gonna configure, and it becomes more easier than just like this way. Like shuffling is little bit problematic in CCI because they are very massive labs, so you need it like just in front of you or on your dual monitor, so you can work smoother. So yeah, so this was the lab topology. This is my lab 1, where I talk about the first block. Okay, the first block is about VLAN management interface, telnet and SSH, which is from the CCNA point of view. I have defined the objectives. I have told you what you need to do. Okay, what you need to do. If you're good at doing that, you are free to do that. If not, you have all the answers put up by me and with a explanation. If you have VLAN on a state suspend, what's that gonna do? If you have VLAN on a shutdown, what's that gonna do? Okay, so you have all the interface configuration, so everything on a proper documented way. You have the telnet configurations, you have the SSH configurations. How do you create the key, the RSA modulus for SSH? Okay, and finally the verification of that particular task 1. So what are you expected to see, and what are the things, so that's been highlighted. Okay, so once you go to the lab number 2, you will see trunk and VTP2. Once again, it's for someone who has done CCNA. If you have not done CCNA or you're attending the batch for the first time, then I'm gonna do this topic in our batch, and you just wait for me to get to this topic. Okay, but yes, if you're eager to do, if you know already VTP trunk, you're free to do. You can just go ahead and you can just check the task, and you just can just cross validate with the commands or with the output that I have documented. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be. The batch is very structured. Okay, there's nothing that you don't get from us. So you will get the recording of every class put up on the web portal, which you can access anytime from anywhere. Okay, so we have native VLAN, which talks about untagged traffic with a Wireshark capture and all those things. Okay, the VTP version 3. So that was regards to the workbook, the lab topology. That doesn't end the batch. I'm also gonna give you class notes. That's again very much important. The reason is my class notes are referred or prepared by referring to multiple sources, the blueprints, the official textbook, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of websites. So I spend a lot of time to get the proper structured class note materials, right? So you don't have to do this, you don't have to spend time on doing that. It's all done by me, it's all taught in the class online. And to make it more easier, I give those PDFs. Okay, so whenever you're referring during interview, it's not feasible you go to the video, rewind or revise 2 hours of video, right? It's not feasible. So you just open the PDF and look for the topic. So if you just open my PDF, so the first few classes from the switching point of view, I have it over here. STP, VLAN, VTP, TTP is a channel, and it has lot many pages. So it has like 43 pages, and this is gonna help you. It consists of all the key points. Okay, so it's not just copy paste from one textbook or something. It's a mixture, or it's my collective work that I spend on by referring multiple website official. Especially I follow the official textbook, which is very good, which is to the track, which is to the point. Okay, but some topics are not very clear, or some topics need more easy solution or very easy explanation, right? So I have to refer multiple sources, like 4 to 6 sources. It could be YouTube, it could be blogs, it could be some documents, and then I prepare and I get the notes for you. So these notes are gonna help you. Okay, so they are short notes. They're gonna contain a lot of diagrams with proper highlighting. So whenever you need to revise, you can just go ahead and follow this. Okay, so it's gonna have lot many things, lot of diagrams. You can just take it as my version of textbook, if frankly speaking. Okay, you can just say it's my version of the textbook. So you have a lot of things from switching. We have then FHRP, HSRP, VRRP, GLBP, NTP, NAT. So this is how the notes look like. Okay, so you see every topic will have like 10 to 20 key points. Rather than going through, you can just go through the 10, 11 points, which will just refresh your memory. Okay, so this I do on every protocols. So you see there is for VRRP, so you have for GLBP. The key points are very important sometimes, right? Similar way for IP routing, where we have like all the routing topics like routing protocol, path selection, static routing, EIGRP, advanced EIGRP, OSPF, advanced OSPF, BGP, advanced BGP redistribution. Okay, and it consists of a lot of pages. So once again, let me just minimize, and so this is how the notes look like, and I have tried to highlight those points which are very important. Okay. So these are all the custom diagrams which I did on my lab, and I put up on the class notes. So you will see all the class labs on these. So you, for example, there's a lab here, a small diagram, and to show you what are the configuration, so you can refer it. You have a lab with a proper output. So you have all the OSPF key points till here. So this is all OSPF LSAs, all the Wireshark captures. So if you see, OSPF is divided into multiple days, like I think 5 days or 6 days. So that's the in depth of OSPF. See, day 5. So after OSPF, it's BGP. BGP, once again, lot of things that we are gonna discuss, like all the path manipulations, all the labs, the Wireshark captures, the TCP three-way handshakes. Okay, the BGP next hop. Once again, Wireshark. So basically, these notes, if you refer, you just will help you for all your in future interviews. Okay, because the videos are not sometimes user friendly. You cannot go ahead and just watch 2 hours of video for revising a small topic. So you need to refer sometimes the text also. So this is for path manipulation of BGP, to see the BGP attributes. So most of the attributes, like for example, the local preference or AS path, we have done their own labs, and we have done proved it, that how the packets move or how the packet performs. Okay, and yes, I've tried to put quiz after every protocols, so that you, after the course completion, or after those protocol completion, you can quickly check how where you stand. Okay, so most of the protocol have their own quiz. So like you saw for BGP, so similar way for OSPF, or any other thing like EIGRP, STP, or anything, you will see some quiz, and at the bottom of those quiz question you will also see the answers, right? So this is just to make things much more easier and much more helpful from uh, interview or the certification point of view, exam point of view. Okay, so that was regards to the lab, and let me see if my lab is up. So this is the actual lab. So in real it looks like this. On a screenshot it used to look like a compact version. So this is the lab. Okay, I need kind of a scrolling to just go to left to right. So that's the size of this lab, and you can do like almost every technology. This is for switching, this is for OSPF, this is for EIGRP, this is for redistribution, this is for BGP, this is for full mesh route reflector, this is for HSRP, VRRP, GLBP, this is for DHCP, AAA, NTP, automation, syslog. Okay, this is for DHCP relay, this is for DMVPN, this is for BGP weight path manipulation, and finally this part this part for the AS manipulation, local preference manipulation, med manipulation. So basically this lab you can do the complete CCI and CCNP. Okay, so this is a GNS version and the GNS file, so which you guys would be getting up on your laptop. And from the configuration point of view, you don't need to power on everything at a time, right? So whenever you're trying to configure or practice switching, you will power on these many devices. So I guess 8 GB will be okay for running this. let's say when you're practicing OSPF, you are not going to turn on these switching instances. You are only focusing, you would be focusing only on these OSPF devices, right? Same goes with other parts. If you're going to practice BGP, you will be practicing for BGP thing. Okay, so let me come back to the presentation. So we are good with the syllabus copy discussion. We are good with the lab discussion. Okay. So before I move on to any basic topics, I would like to know from you guys if you have followed me. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any concern? Do you want to let me know that you are a CCNA and you want to start it from scratch, or you want to you want to ask me to start from something basic, or you want to tell me that you want something extreme like some troubleshooting or some uh, kind of more from what I showed you. So yes, you are open to uh, bring up. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just unmute you guys, so you guys can unmute yourself, and you guys can ask me any doubt if you have with respect to this. Okay, so CCI lab, so I know in Indian rupees was like close to 1 lakh, 1.2, which was including the tax. Okay, so might be this will get changed this year. NCORE and NRC exams are only valid for 2 years. Uh, I think so. It's valid for only 2 years because earlier it used to be 3, but I guess they made it now 2. Okay.
Sagar.
So okay, one question. Can we get the PDF of the lab without the watermark? So which PDF is that you're referring to? Is that the PDF that's over on my website? The specially the topology, which it says the watermark. Are you referring to this, or are you referring to all my future PDF where I have my signature? Because I cannot give my PDF without signature. If you're talking about this one, yes, this is just a demonstration. I will remove this watermark and I'll give you the only the topology. Okay, but my watermark will be still present in some corner, but they are not gonna block any view for you guys. Okay. Okay, fine. I got your question. Okay, so I'll remove the watermark from here. This is open to download, so I just kept my watermark. But you guys, you enrolled people on the Zoom meeting, you will get a different PDF where this watermark wouldn't be present.
So, Mr. Sagar, if we are
Yes.
facing any problem to establish the lab, so how you will help us, like in daytime or sometime we are working on that one for the lab.
See,
So,
I already posted on the group that we are starting from Monday, and I gave you all the download links. Okay, and I also said that we are taking like 3 to 5 students in a day, and we are setting it up, and the labs would be done by next Saturday. Okay, so
uh,
that's how is our strategy for this, and it's not gonna get done just in one day because I send you download files today itself, right? So is there any problem downloading the files?
no, it's okay for downloading. There is
Okay, so once you download the file, don't try to install it on your own, because then all these question arises that it's not happening or that is broken, because we have a lab trainer who will fix it for you on a one-to-one WebEx.
that's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we will fix it for you. You don't do anything, just download it, because some files are like 1 GB to 2 GB. so we cannot spare our time on the WebEx where you are trying to download and we are waiting. Might be your internet is slow, it will take like 1 hour, 2 hour. So I gave you the links today itself, so you download and keep it all ready so that we can just wind up in 10 to 15 minutes of WebEx.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Got it.
Hey, second.
So, yeah, hello.
Yeah, James. Okay. On the policy, yeah, right in front of us. Are we going to the uh go through the entire topology in your class, or it's gonna be like each student have to go and do their own the topology by themselves?
uh I didn't get your question.
My question
What?
is, my question is that we have the topology for the class. This is the topology that is there
Okay.
presented us. I'm asking that, are you going to go through the configuration of the topology, or the students are going to go through the topology and do the configurations to practice?
No, 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 no. I'll be going through that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be showing it on the live class, and
Okay,
all the screenshots will be put up on the PDF. So what I
okay,
expect is once you are out of the class, I mean
okay.
once you're done
Well,
with the class, you can, yeah, practice it on your
okay,
own. And
okay.
yeah.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so if you mean by the tickets, I'm been referring to the official NRC. So I have the tickets or whatever you're trying to say. I have them. Okay, but yes, might be if you show me what exactly the tickets you're referring to, it will really help me. Okay, so might be after the class, you can let me know what exactly the tickets you're gonna say, because I have I have been referring to the official NRC. But yes, I would like to know what exactly you say from the ticket. So it might be you can take a screenshot and post it on our official WhatsApp group, and then I will let you know that if it's there or if it's not there. Okay. But I have tried to cover everything from NCore official and NRC official point of view. So any other doubts, guys? Do you have any other doubts before I go with some basics? Okay, so yeah, so your question. Sorry, I read but I could not answer. Fine, I will be posting you that when am I taking Encore and when am I taking NRC. So basically, they are gonna get parallelly done. Okay, it's not that once I go Encore then I come and do NRC. The thing is, the routing protocols, it starts from Encore but it ends at NRC, so I cannot take them separately, because then I have to take the basic of protocol in Encore, and once again I have to start from the basic and then I have to finish it in the NRC. So what I do is I start, let's say if I start OSPF from Encore, I take up the basic and then I'm gonna move it towards the NRC point of view, the OSPF. So I'll let you know that this is a NRC topic or this is a Encore paper, and then you guys can keep your own notes or the other things. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so what's time now? So it's so we will do one thing. We will have 30 minutes of class and we will wind up for the day. Okay, so I'll keep this very interactive. So I guess you guys will be already aware of what I'm gonna ask or what am I gonna present. Okay, but still, rather than I reading out, I guess. Okay, so I guess you can have it interactive. Okay. Okay, so if you see my screen, oops. Okay, so as you see, it's a diagram which talks about LAN, right? So what is your understanding from the LAN point of view?
When we are connecting different type operating system together, yani if you are connecting with Linux, any Android, any Mac, any Microsoft. So when you are connecting together, that's called a LAN actually in a local area network.
Okay. Okay, so the thing is, when you talk about a local area network, it's something which you can also call as like uh, a single administrative policies which all the devices are bound to. Okay, or you can also say that these are the devices which is limited to that particular organization, or might be to that particular building, or might be to that particular office premises. It can be anything. It can be devices like your Cisco routers, Cisco switches. It can be your firewalls. It can be any LAN devices like printers, IP scanner, fax machine. It can be anything. So a collective sets of different devices which are cabled to one another, and which is in a premises which is away from the internet. Okay, I'm talking away from the internet. The point is that these are collectively kept in one building. Now let's say I have multiple such buildings with the LAN configurations or a LAN design. So if I connect all these buildings like building number 1 to building number 2, 2 to 3, and these all buildings are different, lying in different cities, you need internet. So you need like building 1 to building 2 have a internet, and then this interconnection of two LANs will be over on the WAN connection, which is called as wide area networks, something like this. Okay, you have multiple buildings, you're connecting it over on internet, and the internet circuits, all those things, the inter LAN segments becomes the WAN connection. Okay, so what is LAN? LAN is confined to a single room, building, group of building. LAN connects workstation, personal computers. LAN or local area network are capable of transmitting data at very fast rate, but the distance are limited. There's a limit on the number of computers that can be attached to a single LAN. So this is this is a small note on LAN. What about WAN? WAN is something which is large network of information which is not tied to a single location, because internet can be between any cities, it can be between any countries, it can be between any continents, right? So it's not bind to a distance. It can be between anything. What is LAN helping us to do? It's helping us to interconnect multiple cities, multiple buildings, multiple LAN segments. Okay. How are we all connected globally? So what do you think? How are we connected? So do you think we are connected on a wireless, wired, satellite? So how do you think we are all connected through? So let's say I am in India, and you guys are in US, or might be you guys are on UK or Australia, Singapore, right? So we are connected, of course, on internet. But what is internet consisting of? Is it a satellite? Is it a wired? Is it a wireless?
That's why.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a great answer. So it's a wired connection. Okay, so we are all connected over on wired connection. So if you see this diagram, it's a submarine cable that's used in the ocean, and the way that the whole world is connected through. So there are a lot of cables lying beneath the oceans. If you go to this website, you can see yourself the cable information, the distance of these cables, right? So we just click on one of the cable. So it's gonna give you more details about that cable. Okay. So this is a cable which connects between these two countries. And on your right side over here, you're gonna see the details of that cable, the cable length, who is the owner, what is the name of the ISP provider. So this is how we are connected. So don't judge that we are on a satellite or we are on a purely wireless. So it's more of wired, but we use wireless uh, just within the office or within home for the portability reason. But at the end, those access points are connected over cables to the ISP operators. Connection mediums. So I have LAN, I have WAN, I have the Ethernet cables, I have the optical fibers. So I know you might have guessed the topic. So I want to tell you, within a LAN, within a set of office with like 100 users are sitting in the call centers. So we are not gonna use optical fibers. We are gonna use Ethernet cables. Ethernet cables are also considered to be RJ45 cables. Okay. Whereas in the case of WAN, uh, which needs faster data speed, okay, we cannot make use of this. Instead, we have to use the optical cables. Okay, let me put on mute. Okay, so there's a lot of difference between the two. One consists of the copper, the other one consists of glass. The thickness is very less for this. You can easily place in your home. You can easily place in the LAN or an office. Whereas when you talk about these cable, even though the thickness of the cable, the glass is very small, but the protective layers make them look very bulky. So there are like 7 to 8 layers, which is uh, which makes this glass fibers or the fibers that we see beneath the ocean. Okay. Over here, the concept is all about color coding. You have like 8 pairs, sorry, not 8 pairs, 4 pairs, which you can see oriented, and each cable or each color will do its job. Like for example, the 4 out of 8 is doing its work. Let's say they are transmitting or they are receiving the transmission. They are sending the PoE, power over Ethernet. So the data is been happening. The rest of 4 are just sitting idle. They're not doing anything. Whereas here there is no concept of colors. At least from the glass point of view, there is no colors. The colors here is on that external cable, that the green, the red, the blue. Okay, so they are differentiating the capacity of this cable. So some colors have considered to be single mode. That means only one ray of data you can pass. The some cables have multi-mode, which can receive and send at a time. Okay, so we will see this. I just gave you an overview. We will see what is the difference from the network component point of view. So you all might be knowing what is a network component that we have in the enterprise, like routers, switches, access point, the wireless controllers, firewall, servers, storage points, right? So I'm gonna show you few things. So this is a office setup. Let's take this as office setup, which has like a lot of things like cables. You have the rack. You have these devices, Cisco boxes, right? So what else is a office gonna look like? So you have computers, you have the IP phones, you have webcams, you have the access point, the wireless devices. Bring your own BYOD devices. a Cisco controllers, right? So what is this? This is a Cisco switch. Okay. These are called as switch port, which carry the datas. You have something called as USB port, where you can plug the USB for iOS boot up or iOS installation. You have some uplink, dedicated uplink port. So in some devices you can see uplink port where you can have the optical availability, optical fibers. Okay, but in some case you will still see the RJ45 cables option, but dedicated option for the uh, for the RJ45. But if you see on the extreme right, this box have a dedicated upstream for optical fiber as well. Okay, so this is how a whole Cisco box look like, and each interface is gonna have its own label, like GI0, GI01, GI0/2. Sometimes you see the technology like E resembles Ethernet, 0 0 to 0, 0 to 0 1, and you have then fast Ethernet. Okay, so basically they talk about the speed. So this used to be like 2 to 4 mbps. This was like in 1990s. Then you got the fast Ethernet, which was 100 mbps. Okay, and then you have giga Ethernet, which can support 1 gigabits per second. So this is nothing but the Ethernet technology development. Okay, it's a part of Ethernet technology development. So in this Ethernet technology development, two things were focused. One is from the cable point of view, and second from the interface point of view. So in the cable point of view, you might be aware there were like Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, and so many things. So like 4 5 years back, we were focusing on Cat 5, but now we have Cat 6e and Cat 6, which we majorly use in the data center because of the speed. So once the cables started being improvising, it's not about only the cable. It also has to be focused on the interfaces, because at the end of the day, you're connecting cables to this interface. So it doesn't matter you're improving your cable, but you're not focusing on the interface. So the interface also started getting developing. So it used to be Ethernet, it went to fast Ethernet, it went to giga Ethernet, and then we see the 10 giga Ethernet and a lot of things, right? So the cables and the interface have to match, so that you get the maximum out of it. Otherwise, it's gonna take the lowest. If you know, if you know that this thing, so let's say your interface is gonna carry 1 gig, but your cable is just supporting 2 MB. So what would be the speed of the data? It would be just 2 MB. So the lowest is picked up. Now take it in other way. So let's say interface was 2 MB, older technology, but you have very latest cable which can support gig. Now what is gonna happen? It's still gonna take only 2 MB. The reason is the smallest value. So that's a drawback. You're investing so much on the cable, but if you're not taking care of interface, then gradually the interface cannot process them. The buffer is gonna increase, and they're gonna just drop the packets, right? So we need to take care of both the things. So this was a Cisco switch. I have one more example for a switch, which is 3750. So if you see from the diagram, this is a console. Why do we use a console? Let's say this is a brand new switch. I'm a remote engineer, or I am a field engineer. I open up, I just take the cable, connect on my laptop, and do the prerequisite. What are the prerequisite? I will configure SSH. I'll give a management IP. I'll create some username, right? These are some prerequisite. And whom I gonna send this? I'm gonna send it to the person who is a network engineer. Might be the network engineer sit in a remote location, right? And the remote engineer now can take a SSH. Okay, he can take a SSH and he can just configure the backup, or he can just do whatever is being meant to do. Okay, so the work of field engineer here is just to take the console and do the prerequisite and email the network engineer. Network engineer is gonna do the configuration. Okay, so these are data ports. These are the uplinks, and these are once again the uplinks. So the uplinks can be RJ45, or it can also be optical fibers. And if you see on your right side, these are the fan outlets to remove the extra overheat or all those things. Okay, and these are the mounting screws which you can mount on the racks. So this is a switch details which consist of lot more things. These are the data ports which can support all this technology: Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Giga Ethernet. You have the RJ45 console. You have a USB mini console. You have a USB type A. You have a Ethernet management port. You have the SFP module. What is SFP module? So this is a module which is gonna convert RJ45 to optic fiber. Okay, so let's say when you buy a module, when you buy a box, a Cisco box, these modules would be empty. Okay, they are gonna be empty. So I can place a SFP module which has to be purchased, and it can cost you like close to $100. Okay, I can plug an external adapter. So what is the benefit of spending so much money? So basically, what happens is I can see, if you see here, they are all RJ45 ports. So I can plug my optical fibers now with a higher transmission speed. Okay, so I need a SFP module which is compatible with optical fiber. Now let's say I don't have optical fiber, so I can still get a SFP module for RJ45 also. Okay, let me show you how much it costs. So if you just go to amazon.com, if you just look for SFP module, so you get for like these are some cheaper modules like $21, $17. Okay, you just need to see the code, and you need to see if they're uh, they are compatible with your devices. So if let's say you have a Cisco 3750, so look for the data sheet of Cisco 3750. Okay, and yeah, you can prefer one of the third party, or you can prefer the official Cisco website. Okay, and they're gonna tell that what all modules this particular device is gonna be capable of or compatible with, right? And then you need to search for that, and you have to buy it. So let me search for SFP. So if you see here, they have SFP. So these are the SFP modules that it's gonna take. So these are the code. Okay, these are the code that this particular model support, and that's how you're gonna make your purchase, and you have to fix it. So you get two type of modules. You get RJ45 modules, and you get uh, the optical fiber modules as well. So if you search for optical SFP, they're gonna look like something like this. This is a optical SFP module. Okay, and in the case of RJ45, something like this. Okay, so it's so the use of SFP module is not only for uplink. It can also be used in one of your data port. The reason is You might have seen lot many times that you get a ticket which talks about slowness. When the network is slow, or you get a ticket and you start troubleshooting. So basic troubleshooting that you do and you try to rectify is you just clear the counters. Okay. You see there will be a lot of CRC and drops happening. So you do the first basic thing from the physical layer point of view. So you say that let's change the cables and let's change the SFP module. Now, what do you mean by changing the cable? So changing the cable is just taking the new set of cable and plugging it. What is the meaning of SFP module? So on these particular devices, the legacy devices, these are not hot swappable. Okay. I mean to say these SFP modules, they cannot be taken out. So they have to be sent to the Cisco, and Cisco has to give you a new device, right? So what we try to do is, in such devices we just have to follow Cisco, and we are gonna get some loss because of that, because one of my device is down. So basically my counter device is gonna take the entire load until I get the new box. But when we talk from the latest boxes, the latest devices, they are hot swappable. That means if one SFP module goes down, I can remove that. I can plug the new SFP module, like I showed you. How do we take it from Amazon, right? I take it, I plug it. So that's make my life easier. I don't have to put a lot of load on my the counter device, right? So that's hot swappable SFPs, where we can also change for the data ports. Okay, so this was a traditional, and this was something, what do you say, uh, from the latest point of view. Okay, so these will have the hot swappable devices, or hot swappable uh, technologies. So for example, this is PSU, power supply unit, right? So you can take it out. If one goes down, you still have the second one serving, and you can remove and you can plug it. You don't have to ship the entire device to Cisco. You can just unplug and you can plug the new one, right? So this whole box is called as chassis, or the mount. These are called as line card. Line card are nothing but the data planes. Okay, data planes are called as line card. Apart from data card or line card, you have the soup engine. Soup engine is nothing but acting as your control plane, or the brain of your device. So what happens is the control plane is gonna say that uh, how to route the packet, or whom to send as a exit, or who is doing the or who is having the routing based information. So basically soup act as a brain, line card act as a data. So it's taking the data, it's sending to the soup or the control plane. Control plane is making the decision and sending back to the data plane and saying that let's just take it out from so and so interface, right? So all the tables, all the routing decision, or all those things will be in the control plane, which we can manipulate, which we can uh, tweak, or we can uh, we can control the soup. Line card is just to take the packet and take out the packet. Decision is not made by line card, it will be done by the soup engines. Yeah, so the next topic was more about that only. What is control plane, what is management plane, what is data plane. uh so if you see this, let me see how many notes we have. I hope we are not going too fast. Okay, so you guys wanna continue, or you guys wanna take for the next day? I guess I guess I'm uh, going a little faster. So what is your preference? Do you think we should continue, or we should take it next day? Okay. Yeah, I guess for the day one it's too much, because because you guys are not used to sit at this time, so it will take like 1 or 2 classes to just have them. Okay, so some guys say it's to be continued. Some guys say to take the next day. No, I cannot finish it fast. If you're thinking of that way, then I cannot. I cannot. I told you in the first itself. It's for like a bridging. So it has to go at its own pace. Okay. So all the PDF, all the presentation, everything you get on the portal. That's what I said, right? So the portal is your first point of contact for all the videos, recordings, and the presentation. Okay, so let me do one thing. We will wind up for the day, and we will take up in the next class. Okay. So it's not about few slides. There are lot many slides. I also have few more slides for the next day. So as I told you, the first few classes are all about bridging. So the next class, no, not the next class. I mean to say, one of the next class will talk about the two three tier architectures. We have topics like SD or the software defined access. We have topic like DNA. So there are a lot of topics. Okay. And after that we will start with the actual topics. So actual topic in the sense, these are also the topic from the CCNP, but these are more like the presentations. The next topics would be more of like drawing it, or explaining it, or doing the practical, something like that. Okay. So I'll wind up for the day. We will have it in the next class. We will continue in the next class. So I want to know if all is fine so far. The PDF and the videos are posted on daily basis. Okay, so after the class they have been posted. Okay, so anything which you wanna tell me? They're gonna be PDFs. I don't know what Word document are you referring to, but they are gonna be PDFs. So whatever I show in the class are being put up on the web portal. It's class by class. Okay, so you guys should be getting it like on a class basis, or might be I put up one PDF just beforehand, so you can have it. Yeah, it is .x with me, but I'm gonna put the PDF, not the .x. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's why I said we will break up for now, or we'll stop it for now, because I felt that day one we have already covered so many things from syllabus, and we started with so many slides. So the first 2 3 classes will be kind of a slower pace, but then we will start with a proper explanation where we don't use the PPT. Okay, PPT is just for first 2 3 days. Later on it will be more like technical discussion and all the uh, all the like the syllabus, what it's about. All right, guys. So I guess we are all good. We will wind up for the day and see you tomorrow, same timing and the same Zoom ID. So let's meet up in the next class. Okay. Have a nice day and good night from India. See you, everyone. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay. I forgot to see the stream, the YouTube stream. Let me quickly check that. Okay. I sorry. Okay, so I see there are a lot of comments, lot of participant watching. So guys, if you wanna enroll, then contact me. Okay, for the CCNP. The YouTube streaming is only for 2 days. That's today and tomorrow, and then you will not get the online streaming. Okay, so if you wanna enroll, you contact me on this WhatsApp number or this email ID for the pricing and all other lab setup, all the resource, the PPT, and all the other things. Okay, or you can also get my contacts from the description itself. It's over here. Okay, so I guess everyone from the YouTube platform are all good with the contact details. So just reach out to me. Okay, after this class, I'm gonna just wind up the streaming for now. Okay, so good night everyone, and see you in the next class.